and gentlemen, welcome to part 3 of the Shot Shaver Golf full course vlog, full instructional course vlog, trying to help you guys navigate throughout a golf course. I've given you guys every shot of the day so far. For me, I'm even par through 12 holes here at the Legends Golf Club in Arnold Palmer Design. It's our first day down here in Orlando. This is a treat to be able to come out here and play this course. Playing okay right now, playing pretty solid, getting it around well. Even par, just made a dumb bogey on the par 3 12th. But looking to bounce back here on 13, hopefully make a birdie. Thanks for tuning into part 3. We're happy to have you. I'm gonna try and hit this tee shot here on the 13th hole. Once again, I'm gonna go on the left side of this hole here. If I'm on the right side, it's starting to bring in where the trouble is on the hole. Okay, down this right side is tree line, so I'm gonna try and stay away from that. Looks like there's plenty of room left. I'm gonna throw my ball down the left side of this tee. Start to feel a couple full-length practice swings. I definitely wanna see that one. That's a little better. All right, so let's get the alignment down pat here a little bit. I'm gonna try and hit a big high draw down the right side. Blocked it just a touch. All right, so hung out to the right a little bit, didn't draw. And let's talk about that block shot quick. Okay, the block shot is usually going to be a result of the left knee sliding through impact rather than posting up and rotating. Okay, so if we're trying to avoid that block shot, I want you to feel from the top that the left knee is straightening and clearing instead of staying bent and sliding through, right? So if that left knee never straightens up, you slide through, the club never releases, and you block it. Okay, we're trying to stop that other one. We're trying to turn over a draw. This lead leg has gotta straighten up and clear out of the way. Did not do that there. We'll see what we can do with that second shot. So we actually, I guess it was a little downwind there. I fanned it a touch, but it got a good kick off this down slope. I actually got over this hill. So we have a pretty good look at it here. He's playing about 130 yards. I'm gonna hit a little knockdown pitching wedge right over the water here. It looks like the pin is tucked up front a little bit, which is gonna be, begging for me to just leave it short in the drip. So I'm just gonna make sure I give it a good solid swing, at least get it flag high. Leave myself a good look for the 3. Just sit down a little bit. So a little deep on the punch shot there. A little overdraw. Now I'm gonna have this downhill little slider here to try and make my birdie. So a little deep there on the approach shot. Trying to knock something down. Like I said before I was hitting the shot, I was kind of afraid of hitting it short. But now, unfortunately, I'm left with a little downhiller for my birdie putt. You can see how front that pin is though. It was gonna be a really tough hole to get an uphill birdie putt on. Not a lot of room there. So it was a pretty good swing. I like how I flighted it down, little draw shot, but just a little overdone, a little deep. So like we've always talked about today, that reoccurring theme is that as you're walking up to the putt, I really want you to get a good look this whole way, okay? You don't have to wait until right when you get behind the ball. This whole time we're walking up to the putt, we're eyeing out what we want this thing to do. A little bit of sauce off this hill, which helped, just not quite enough. So it's definitely a little downhill. I didn't hit that the best, and it still spun off this hill right here pretty good. So I know this is gonna be rolling down this way pretty solid. So I'm gonna stay out to the left side of this hole. I know it's gonna be breaking towards the water because that's always gonna be the low point. So I'm gonna keep it a little outside to the left and just have kind of good feel with the speed. Looks like it's definitely downhill, like we know how this ball reacted off the approach shot. So just a little tentative with this one for the bird. So I had the right idea. Good read, wanted to be tentative, but just absolutely hammered it, which happens too every once in a while. So I got an uphiller coming back up the hill for my par now, which would be a nice save after dropping one at the last. So now, trust me, you won't see me leave this one short, especially after ramming that first one by. I like it just right edge and right in the heart cool. All right, so smoked that first one by, but a good save coming back up the hill for our 4. 14 is a birdie. I promise you 14 is a birdie. Let's do it. Guys, we got the par 4 14th hole here at Legends Golf Club. It is 398 yards long. Looks like there's some trouble down the left side, kind of open down the right side, a little tight, but we didn't come down to Orlando to lay up here. So I'm gonna bomb driver down the right side. I'm gonna start my alignment off a little less to the right. Sometimes when you're trying to play a draw and when you're trying to get that in to out path, me personally in my game, sometimes I overdo it and I'll get closed off to a position where it's tough to clear out and rotate. So I wanna make sure that my shoulders and feet are, even though they're not open, they're at least in a position where I can clear out and let that club release. All right, so that'll do. So that's just hugging that left bunker line, but bounces right over him. We should have a nice flip wedge. Let's make a birdie. Come on now, we need him. All right, guys, so good drive there. Open up the stance a little bit, which allowed that club to rotate over and release just a little bit better. Although I wasn't open and trying to hit a cut, it was still closed relative to my target line, but not too closed off where I was blocked out. So that was a good pickup there, a good adjustment. You want to aim a little right to hit a draw, but not too right so that you're blocked out and not unable to rotate. So good position here at the drive. We got about 120 left. It's a back right pin here, so I'm going to throw something in there pretty high in order to kind of get it back in that location, right? So if I was throwing a low shot in there, there's a little trouble right in front of it. It might skid up. I'm going to throw something in there nice and high, so it's able to get all the way to that back right protected pin location. Just a little left of where I wanted it. Should be about pin high though. Avoided that trap on the right. Just a little tug. Gotta look at 3 though. All right, guys, so that was a good shot there. Got that to pin high. I would have loved to get that one even a little bit closer and really attack that right pin location. But again, good distance control. A little forward kick here on the wedge. And we'll try and drop a birdie. So a pretty flat putt here. Once again though, I'm picking my intended target line, not even looking at the hole. Although this putt is pretty flat, so it's probably gonna just be right about, looks the right edge of this hole. Okay, so I'm always trying to identify the high point of this putt, and the high point appears to be on the right side of this hole. So I'm just gonna go right edge, let this thing leak down, hopefully right towards that cup. Just stayed right out there. So good putt, good pace, just a little misread. That thing was right in the heart. All right, so we'll take the 4 there and keep it moving. I like that one. I always like it playing more break and missing on the high side there. Only downfall of that is I'd love to be a little bit more aggressive, take out the break, and just kind of jam that thing home. That's a pretty long putt though. We'll take the 4, and we'll keep it moving on to 15. All right, guys, moving right along here. We are on the par 3 15th hole. Another absolute gem here from Arnie. You've got the water, short left, which seems to be a common theme. We have 154 to the flag stick, and I'm just gonna try and step on a 9-iron. These M4s go a mile. I'm just gonna go kind of all after this pin. It's in that back left tucked spot, and we're just gonna kind of send it right over it. Actually, one more point I wanna make. Before I pull the trigger here. Being that it's in that back left pin location, taking a big full rip at it and trying to get the 9 all the way back there is fine, but you want to have the area where you should bail out. I don't want to miss anything left here. I'm really going more so towards the right of that pin. The short side of that pin to the left, I want nothing to do with. Could do. Well, the thing is, that's in there tight. I wonder where that thing landed. Could you imagine, man, we would have got that thing on? Come on. We got it landed about 3 feet short. And I just misread it from there. Just yanked it the whole way. Brutal. Let's do it. Writing the 2 down on the scorecard. A jar just would have been legendary, man. The first instructional course vlog. Really just misjudged the read on that. I thought it broke right off that ball mark, and it just never did. Stayed out to the left, yanked it a touch, and just, you know, missed it. What are you gonna do? But we'll take the 2. Onward. All right, guys, so a great birdie there on the 15th. Needed that one. Now we have to follow it up on the 16th. Pretty straightforward par 4 here. I'm gonna incorporate that swing thought I thought of before of opening everything up just a little bit to ensure that I'm not blocking myself out to the right. Try and swing right at my feet line, good straight shot. Cut it just a little bit. Just up the right side, flirting with that right side of the fairway a bit, but we'll be in good shape. All right, guys, so definitely leaked a little bit on me again there. Club face just a little bit open to the path. We have a waist bunker shot here. It's about a 150 shot, but over the water into a little wind. Tough one. Very tough one. I'm gonna go with a little knockdown 8-iron though. Anytime the wind is into your face, really don't try and get cute with trying to kill a club and get it there. Usually when you take too much speed, when you take too hard of a swing, you're gonna add a lot of spin to the ball. Okay, the more spin you have on the ball in the wind, the worse it's gonna be. Okay, so we want a low spinning shot. I'm gonna try and just hit a little flighted 8-iron right at that pin. We have 152 to the stick. Be on it. All right, got caught up just a little bit. Chip in the putt, let's do it. All right, guys, so we came up a little bit short here. I think I tried to get a little too cute, flighting that 8-iron into the wind. We have just a pretty routine chip here though. Once again, I'm gonna pick out my target. All I'm thinking about now is where I wanna land this thing, and I'm picturing it just running out to the hole in my head. All right, we have some good momentum going here in the back 9. Just came off a birdie. This is a chip that I'm really trying to focus in for to make sure I get up and down. That should run out a little bit. Not quite as much as I thought. Mike, you can keep that running, man. I'm gonna go ahead and mark this. So now we got it's a pretty flat putt. I actually don't have my tee on me. It's a pretty flat putt. I'm gonna pull this pin because I'm gonna try and really get it with some speed there. Again, a par 4, we got a par putt here. Not a lot going on. I really don't take too much time with my putting. I wanna just see it, feel it, and then just give it a nice roll. Man. All right, so tough to give another one back there. Left it on the right edge. Again, things like that. It's good when you're hitting the greens. They add up, but when you don't hit them, you really got to take advantage of a pretty easy chip shot, get it up and down. Didn't do it there. Left a little bit too much meat on that par putt. But let's just go with another birdie on 17. All right, guys, 327 on the 17th hole. 327 sounds a lot like a birdie. I'm definitely trying to go after one here. Looks like it's a little dog-leg to the right, so I'm just gonna aim one right up the middle and feel like I can just hold it off a touch to feel a baby cut right around that corner. Good smooth tempo. That's the best one of the day right there. Cool. Let's go make a birdie. All right, so this is a fun one here, folks. This is gonna be a little touch shot right over this big old bunker right in front of us. I can't even see the bottom of the pin, which is gonna tell me that that thing's really tucked up in the front, okay? Because if that pin was in the back, there'd be a little more depth to it. We'd be able to see the entire length of that pin. So, and I can't see the bottom of that pin. I know that pin is pretty close to the front, so I'm gonna have to just place one right over that bunker. Oh, sit right on it. That should do. Okay, so a little deep there. Like I said on that approach shot, it's just tough to take on that front of a pin. If you could show it up there now, Mike, there's a little bit more room than I thought, but still just tough to trust not going in that bunker on such a short hole. So another good design by Arnie. You know, it's kind of one of those short holes. It's a par 4, so it's not necessarily a short, but it's got that feel where it's a big time risk reward. You really got to throw a dart in there to this front pin, but it seems like a pretty flat putt. Let me get this guy out of the way. Mike, I'm gonna be bold here, man. I'm gonna go pin in. I don't know why, but I'm gonna go pin in. So not a lot in it. Looks a little uphill. Getting a little late in the day. The greens are rolling just a touch slower. Come on now. That's it. It's an easy game. If you put it 20 feet past the hole, 25 feet past the hole, it's gonna drop. It's gonna drop. Bogey, birdie, bogey, birdie, bogey, birdie, bogey. Pound it. Let's go, man. Let's go there. So now I didn't do the last hole. 5 on the last. That was a nice bogey. We went missed fairway, and we went missed green. Didn't get up and down. That'll no do. On the next one, we went hit fairway, hit green. We make a birdie, and we make a birdie. That's usually the recipe for it. Fairways and greens, ladies and gentlemen. That's the lesson of the day. Fairways and greens. 18th hole. We got to end with a birdie for you guys. This is a pretty cool view right here. We're gonna switch it around for the B-roll. So just on another side note here, guys, it's been such an incredible last year. We had so much good feedback through the YouTube, through our Instagram for sure. That's where most of our stuff is at. We got to link up with Brody Smith and Pat Koenig for that video. That was awesome. Awesome feedback for that one. That was a great time. Those guys are fun dudes to play with. But that definitely inspired us to try and get you some more course vlogs. All right, I want to get you on the course. I want to talk you through some of these situations, and that's hopefully what we're able to do today. We're going to try and score for you, make some birdies, but more importantly, teach you how to get through a round of golf and what are the correct thoughts that are getting you playing your best. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. It's the 18th hole. We have a dead microphone. That's why the audio sounds different. We almost have a dead camera, so we're gonna make this rather quick. But 1 under par, been grinding this round out. Now just need a few swings to bring it home. Starts with a good, smooth driver swing. Leak that one out to the right a bit. Should be all right though. Some room up there, a little longer than I had one in. Let's see. Let's grind it out. Still want that 3. All right, guys. So not ideal here. Wanted a good smooth tee shot. Let that face get open again just a little bit. Like we talked about before, struggling right now with I'm just sliding instead of letting that left knee post and work upwards so I can clear out. It's usually when you're trying to give it a little too much or overdo it, and that's what I was trying to do there. In this tree a bit. I still have a decent look at it. I'm just gonna have to get still solid contact, keep my head still. All right, some work left, deep left. All right, guys, so a little long left. Again, I apologize about the microphone being dead. I'm gonna try and yell so you can hear me. Fortunate to clear this hazard over here. Excuse me, I had some water to cover. I took plenty of club. I took a 6-iron from about 175. Didn't quite cut as much as I want to, so we have a tricky up and down to try and stay under par here. Got a little bit of schmutz to carry here in front of us. So I'm definitely gonna want to do that. I don't know how it's gonna land and take off if we were to land it in this stuff. Good confident stroke, good square club face. try and end this now. We got 1 under par right now. Up and down. This one goes in. We stay under. Now we'd be back to even on the day. Looks to be about 4 or 5 feet. Probably more about 5 feet. Try and clean this one up. Again, I'm turned around. I'm sorry for not talking right to the camera. I keep forgetting about this microphone. Got a dead mic, almost a dead camera. We're rolling through to the end to try and fight you to keep this thing, close this thing out. Awesome way to end it. 1 under par in the day. That was a great up and down, good scramble. Definitely not what I would recommend to end a round like that. In the trees, in the almost bunker, almost hazard, chipped it up. But a good up and down to end it. Thanks again for Legends for having us. It's an awesome track. Mike for recording today, and you guys for watching.